Welcome to another YouTube video. I'm Sheila here with another app review / tutorial on an app called Flexcil. Flexcil is a digital note-taking app and a PDF reader, and it is absolutely amazing. I briefly touched on it in my previous video about how my free trial was over, so I decided to buy the Flexcil standard plan, and that's for £7.49, and I definitely do not regret it. You get all those premium features that you would have in the free trial, and it's definitely worth keeping it. It's amazing. Flexcil was previously an iOS app but is now rolled over to Android recently, and I would say that it's the best digital note-taking app that you can get on an Android, so I would definitely recommend that you get it if you're using an Android device and you want to do some digital note-taking for school or just general planning. Okay, so this is what Flexcil looks like when you first open up the app. Before I get into the main features, I'm going to tell you the key things that I personally look for when I'm looking for note-taking apps. I need organisation, some form of organisation that is pretty high-end, so it's easy for me to find where my notes are. Definitely shape tools, straight line tools, a lasso, and having the ability to change the templates. Those are like the key main things that I was looking for when I was looking for note-taking apps, and there are obviously probably more things that I want, but those like the main things I was looking for. Okay, so here we have Flexcil, and this already ticks my first box of organisation because, as you can see, there is folders. Now with the Flexcil standard plan, you can create an infinite amount of folders, and you can create folders inside of folders and folders inside of folders, just as many as you like. If you don't have the Flexcil standard plan, I think you were capped at 5 folders. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it was 5. So as I was saying, you can create folders inside of folders and folders. There is also notebooks that you can create, and you can change the covers of those. So that's another thing about Flexcil that I like, is that it's highly customizable, and it's highly customizable if you have the Flexcil standard plan. So if you go to the right hand side of the Flexcil app, you'll see a plus sign. When you click on that, you can see the options that you can choose from. So I'm going to show you here how to create a new folder. So you simply press new folder, and you can name the folder whatever you want. So I'm just going to call it YouTube, and again, because it's so customizable, you can change the color of that. So I'm going to make this some red color. That's perfect. So that's how you create a folder. So within that folder, I can create another folder if I wish to, or I can create a new note or import files from somewhere else. So I'm going to show you creating a new note so I can show you how customizable that is as well. So here you can see that there are so many covers that you can choose from, and they've got so many patterns, and some are simple, and they just have amazing colours. When you have the Flexcil standard plan, you have access to this whole range. However, you are limited if you do not have the Flexcil standard plan. So I'm just going to choose this one that looks pretty neat. You can also change the template of your notebook. So this was saying something that I really wanted was being able to change my template to whatever I wanted it to be. On Flexcil, you can choose from having cream paper, black paper, or white paper. And with the Flexcil standard plan, you can have the corner notes, the blank page, the isometric page, the graphed gridded paper, the lined paper. If you don't have the standard plan, again, you are limited in what you can use. So I'm just going to use white and get basic plain. So I'm just going to call this preview. So here, that is created a notebook within the YouTube folder. So here we are. This is what it looks like when you open up the folder. So one of the amazing things about Flexcil is the pen tool and pen variety that you have. With the Flexcil standard plan, I think you can create up to 50 favourite pens. Without the plan, you are very limited, I think, to maybe around 3 or 5. If you were okay with just interchanging between those pens and changing the sizing constantly, that's completely fine. But I prefer having pens for different subjects that I do and for the different uses. So as you can see, I have my marker pens and I have my calligraphy pens and highlighters. So they all have their own individual use, so it's much easier and much easy to access the specific one that I want when I'm coming to create my notes. So let's look at the pen types that we have here. So you have the standard marker pen. You can change the pen thickness. You can also toggle the straight line tool, and this will make your pen only create straight lines, so it won't be a free form pen. So I'll show you an example here. So if I just write, you can see that's without the straight line toggle, but when I put that straight line on, I can only create straight lines. And that's very useful as I use the boxing method when I do my notes, so I can easily create my boxes with the straight line tool. This pen specifically is the pen that I use to write the notes up. So the pen thickness will always be at 3.5 points, and it will be a black pen. It won't be a straight line tool because there's no need for that. As you can see, 3.5 seems a bit light, and that is why when I'm writing up the notes, I tend to zoom in to around 280. Another cool feature of Flexcil is that with the zoom in, you can choose to lock in the zoom number that you've gone in, so that when you write, it doesn't move about. So I'll show you here. This is what the 3.5 pen looks like when I've zoomed it in. So that's like what it looks like when it's been zoomed in. And you can keep that as reference just in case you want to use Flexcil and you want to use that as your handwriting pen. So here I have another marker pen, but you can see that it's a different colour, it's orange. Flexcil has an amazing colour variety. You can choose from basic colours, you can choose from the spectrum and different hues and shades of that colour, or you can go more specific with this sort of like colour wheel spectrum thing, where you can select more specific colours and insert colours from online if you want more specific colours. So this is orange, and you can see the pen thickness is 16.6. This is quite big. That's because this is what I would tend to use for my headers, my titles. So I don't actually need to zoom in that much because it's quite a thick pen. So I'll just write Flexcil. There, which is good. Again, I have the same pen of that. So this is a calligraphy pen. This has pressure sensitivity on it, I'm pretty sure. It's a 3.5 points. Obviously you can change this up. I've also toggled it to be a straight line tool because when I do my chemistry notes, I use this tool to create my boxes. You also have the highlighting tools. I keep my highlighting tools at 20 points, and my opacity is normally around 61%, but you can change the opacity, you can change the thickness. I've toggled this highlighter to always be a straight line tool, so that when I do my notes, it's much neater with the straight line. So there you have markers, calligraphy pens, and highlighters, and you can customize them to your heart's desire. Change the color, the thickness, the opacity, whether they're straight lines. So there's just so much to do. And I have, like, you can create as many pens, like 50, as I said, if you're using the standard plan. It has an eraser, and the really cool thing about the eraser is that you can choose to clear the whole page, you can choose to change the thickness of the eraser, and you can also change whether you want to erase just the pen or erase just highlighter or erase both, which is very useful for when you maybe highlighted over a word and you don't want to erase the written word, but you want to erase the highlighter. So that is very useful. So this tool is something that was on my list, and that was a shape tool. With this tool, you can create shapes, circles, triangles, squares, whatever you want. So I'll show you here. So just draw rough, and it will turn into the shape that I was attempting to draw there. So you can, it just does it for you, which is amazing. I don't know if that works. Turned into a circle. I cannot draw polygons. Okay, so that is the shape tool. You need to have the Flexcil standard plan to access the shape tool. There's also a text box where you can insert text and write, and that is also customizable. Change the color and change how bold and how thick the pen is. Again, you'll need to have the Flexcil standard plan to be able to access text. There is also inserting images. Again, you need the Flexcil standard plan to insert images. And you have the lasso tool. That was also the list of things that I wanted, because it's just compulsory, I think. It's so much easier when you just want to move things around. So just check out the placement of things, and I'll show you here, because when I'm creating my notes, making them all fancy, I like to layer up my title and make them different colours. So if I select this Flexcil that I wrote, you can change the colour of it, you can copy and paste it, you can delete it, you can do whatever, which is amazing. So I'm going to copy it here, and I'm going to paste it down, and I'm going to change the colour to this lighter orange colour, and I could just move it on top of the previous thing, and it's just amazing. That's what I use for my titles. So that is the lasso tool, and I think you also need to have the Flexcil standard plan for that. On the side, well, all the pens are right at the bottom. It's a tool when you can flip your pen toolbar to be above your work or on the side. So Flexcil also has this tool, this feature called the pop-up feature. Now, the pop-up feature is, I think, one of the best things about Flexcil, and you can use the pop-up feature however you want to use it. So here it is, right at the top left-hand corner, this pop-up tool. So the pop-up tool comes up with one of the notes, so one of the notes that you've been previously writing on, so that will pop up whilst you're writing something. So this is so useful for when you've written up scruffy notes and you want to write up neat notes, and you want to see those scruffy notes at the same time as rewriting them. It makes it so much easier to look at them, and you can copy and paste from there as well. So I can literally select from my pop-up place, copy it, and then paste it onto the file, the notes that I am currently rewriting, which is absolutely amazing. If you go to that little like 4 square tool, you can change which note you're looking at. If it will load, no, so that's come up with nothing, but that will come up with the note that you were doing previously. Another way to utilize this pop up tool is I know apps such as GoodNotes, I think Metamoji, have a zoom in tool where you can zoom in onto a specific line on the page that you're writing on, just to control your handwriting, make it neater, just easier for you to write. You can use the pop-up tool and utilize it as that as well. So if I try to locate the current page that I'm on, so this one, here it is. So this is the exact same page. So I may want to see exactly everything on the new one that I'm doing, but I want to write something and just check that it's come up properly. So I can zoom in onto the pop-up note, and I'm going to lock in the zoom, and I'm just going to write something, forget a white pen, and write something, and I will see it come up onto the note that I'm writing on. So that's just maybe helpful if you were looking for something that GoodNotes has, that zoom in a feature. You can utilize the pop-up feature as that as well. To insert a new page, you either swipe to the right and a new page will be created, or you go up to this button and you, where it says background document for scrolling direction, you can change it so that you create a new page by swiping up instead. And you can change the pop-up one, so the pop-up can actually swipe this way instead of vertically, and you have this one going horizontally, I think, honestly don't know, just up and down or left and right, so you can change that as well. If you just go to that button again, you can view the settings, and there's so many settings that you can just mess around with. Here I've selected that I want to use the stylus and use the stylus pressure, and there's just so much you can do. Just play around with the settings and see what works for you. So I think that is pretty much what Flexcil is. It is, I think, one of the best, as I said, note-taking apps you can get on Android. I'll show you some notes that I have previously done using this, so it keeps it nice and neat. It's just absolutely perfect, and it's just so good for those who are Android users, because I know that Apple users get to have those amazing apps, and sometimes Androids do lack them, but Flexcil is out there. Flexcil is still getting new updates, and there's still so many things that there is. For example, they're still looking at doing auto backup. You can back up if you go to settings and go to backup. It is in beta right now, so I would recommend not uninstalling the app, because that is something I did and unfortunately lost everything before I actually noticed that I could back up, and you can somehow restore data as well, so you can back up over there as well. Just going into settings, there's just also a lot for you to mess around with and see what you like. Okay, so that is it for this app review. I think I would definitely, even though the backup features are not there, and I feel like there's so much more this app could roll out, I would still give it like 9.5 out of 10, which is really good. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you choose to get Flexcil. A few more things before we just end this video up. As you can see on this left hand side, it says 2021 to 2022 Flexcil planner. So this has hyperlinks and it's basically a digital planner. It has a calendar, comes with stickers and everything. It's £9.99. You can decide to pay as a bundle with the standard plan. I think that goes up to like £11.49, but I decided to just get the standard plan as I feel like Zodo best fits for planning. Secondly, also as a Chromebook user, I don't know if you know, I use an Acer Spin 311 Chromebook, and it comes with an EMR Wacom pen, so that's the stylus that I use to do all my notes. The laptop is a convertible, so it's touchscreen and it can be a tablet as well as a laptop, and you could just put it in different positions. So also I like to keep updated with Google and Chrome stuff, and apparently they're going to be rolling out a digital note-taking app called Cursive. It is not rolling out to my laptop yet. It's going to the HP Chromebook something first because it's the new one. But I would definitely love to see what Cursive has to offer and see what that's like against Flexcil. Thank you so much everyone for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I put up a new video. Don't forget to follow those socials at Sheila Crochet Apparel, Sheila_afari, and study_ with Sheila. It's all on there, so if I mess up, just read what's on the screen. Thank you again, and I hope to see you guys soon.